fifth video in Java for Beginner Programming series. In this video, we're going to be learning about second type of conditional statements, which is a switch block. So in the last video, I taught you about if statements and how you can let the computer make decisions. Today, we're going to talk about second type of basically alternative to a switch statement, to a if statement, which is a switch block. So I'm going to use the same example as last video about fruits. So let's create also a variable called fruits. So it's going to say string fruit equals to, set it to apple. And in the last video, what I did was I said if fruit equals to apple, then do this. If fruit equals to orange, then do this, else do that. But there is a alternative way to do that, which is using a switch block. And I'll tell you why you should use a switch block in this case rather than using if. So to use a switch, what you have to do is you have to put the keyword switch, and in the parentheses it takes an argument, okay, which you have to pass in, and that argument is the variable name that you want to test. In this case, we are working with fruit, so we're just gonna pass in fruit here, and you open up a curly brace and close a curly brace. So all your switch block is gonna go in these two curly braces. So then you have to do cases, switch case, okay. So case is going to be the name of the value. So let's say we are testing for apple, and what do I want to do if in case fruit equals to apple? Well, let's say I just want to system.out.println, as we did in the last video, apples are good for health. Okay, but you have to do one more thing. After doing a necessary or whatever you want to do, like this statement, we have to break it, and I'll tell you in the end why. So, and let's just test for oranges and do the same thing here. So let's just print out, just say as we did in the last video, oranges are okay, break again. And just like in our if statement, we give else. Switch has also alternative way to else. It is called default. Default is in a case if your fruit variable apple does not match any of the cases here, okay, then you can do basically whatever you want to print out, like I don't know about this fruit. Okay, and let's break it. So now if we run the program, let's see what we get. So it's running here, and we get apples are good for health. Now why do we get that? Well, first of all, we are doing a switch block, so we are testing for the variable fruit, so we pass that into the brackets. Then we are doing case. Case is basically alternative to saying if fruit equals to apple, we are just doing case apple, okay. So we don't have to write if fruit equals to apple every time we want to do a case. We can just do case apple. If it is, do this and then break. What break does is break gets you out of the switch block. So in a matter of fact, if it does equal to the variable fruit, so if apple matches here, it's gonna do this, it's gonna break it out. If you don't put break, what it's gonna do is it's gonna continue down and it's gonna throw an error. So let's test. If I comment out break, let's see what it gives us. So what it gives us, it prints out this first, but as you can see, it also prints out oranges are okay. And if you don't do break here, it's gonna print out all the three statements. It's gonna print out apples are good for health, oranges are okay, I don't know about this fruit, because you're not breaking out, right? You're not breaking. So you have to put break after this statement. Second case we're doing is orange. So in here, if we change the value to orange, let's see what we get. We should get oranges are okay, because it's first of all going here, it's saying case apple. Well, fruit does not equal to apple, so then it goes here, it says case orange. Yes, orange is indeed the value of fruit, and it's gonna do this, okay, and then it's gonna break. So let's say if we do something like watermelon. Now see, we are not checking the case for watermelon. So it is printing out, I don't know about this fruit, because we're not checking the case for watermelon. So that is why that is how switch block works. It's basically a cleaner alternative to if statements. Now if statements are far more superior than switch because you can do much more stuff in there, but switch is more cleaner. It's just a cleaner version. So instead of writing if fruit equals to apple, do this, else if, you can just make a switch block and put cases in it. So that's how switch works, and in the next video I'm going to be actually using all the knowledge that we have learned so far. So variables, how to get the user input, and also if statements to make a very simple magic 8-ball game. So you tell the user to ask a question and we are going to give them an answer. So hopefully I'll see you next time. Don't forget to comment if you have any questions, and thanks for watching.